What gets me is, how is she going to try to offset with another offset? You break up with the nigga and you think you've upgraded. Word on the curb is he might have some K9-like tendencies. So if you got with a better looking version of Offset, did you win? Was that really an upgrade? Welcome to Nic Knows It All. Now I get it. It's my first episode. I am super excited, but the truth is I'm Nic. And I do know it all, right? And I get it, because that bothers some of y'all, right? He act like he know everything. Well, you're right sometimes, right? And if you watch me on the BLC pod, then you know I be right a lot, right? And hence, that's why we're here for Nic Knows It All. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Now, speaking of what I know, aside from the fact that y'all hate that I know it all, right? Let's talk about our girl, Cardi B. Is she the drama? Absolutely, right? We all know that. But what we don't know, though, is let's go behind the scenes a little bit, right? So for those who've been under a rock, Cardi B dropped her album last week, Am I the Drama? People seem to love it, right? I mean, she did everything to promote this album, including revealing her baby bump, right? Now, the internet was ablaze because it's like, wait a minute, you pregnant? But you're still married to Offset, right? And that's kind of what we talked about a little bit, was she out of pocket on the BLC pod. But what I want to talk about today, though, is a cautionary tale, because I feel like there's a lot of women out here who might fall into the same trap that Cardi did and then end up worse than what she started with, right? So let's talk about it a little bit. For those who may still be under a rock, Cardi B is obviously going through a messy divorce or breakup with Offset, the rapper that she'd been married to for several years. They had kids together. He dropped the album recently, and then her album finally drops. Now, on her album, she talks about him, the relationship, and some great vulnerable songs. And she also talks about her new dude, Stefon, right? Who she is Google Gaga over. And I can understand that. And that is where the cautionary tale lies. What gets me is, how is she going to try to offset with another offset, right? Let me explain. So I get it. You break up with the nigga and you think you've upgraded. There's plenty of women out there who understand, like, you know what? The nigga broke my heart, so now I'm going to go out there and upgrade on his ass. Because let's be honest, women, depending on who you are, sometimes do have the opportunity to win after the breakup, right? Because who she shows up with. So here goes Cardi showing up with Stefon. Stefon's an NFL player. He's a star. I guess apparently he's good looking according to the ladies. He's swagged out, right? I don't know who has more money, but I think she feels like she upgraded. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's women out there who felt like she upgraded, but I wonder, like, what metrics are y'all using for this upgrade? Is it because he's fine? I mean, she mentions how she wants the baby to have his face. So I feel like she's really only talking about looks. Why is that important? Well, because if she got with another dog-ass nigga, what's likely to happen? Now, I'm not saying Stefon is a dog. I'm saying word on the curb is he might have some K9-like tendencies, right? So if you got with a better-looking version of Offset, did you win? Especially if the nigga ain't put a ring on you. You know what I'm saying? Haven't made a commitment to you. Maybe has other kids out there, and who knows, might end up doing some of the same things. Was that really an upgrade? Some of y'all move on from relationships too goddamn fast. Now, that's cool if you're just kicking it. But once you bring a child into the world, it changes the dynamics, because now you're going to be connected to this nigga. So now you got two baby daddies, right? It wasn't good enough that y'all was fucking, but now you're creating life. And so now you're going to be sitting there when he inevitably does what K9s do. And so are you going to be really better off? So I think the cautionary tale here is that, look, yes, the nigga did you wrong. You deserve to be outside doing your thing. Do your thing, boo. But be careful, because it's one thing to go out there and do your thing to get over the last nigga. It's another thing to now commit yourself, whether it's through a relationship or marriage or through a child, with another nigga who is likely to do you the same way. And I feel like so many women make the same mistake. Y'all have a type. I don't know when to step back for a second and heal for a little bit. So no, you jump right back in there. And guess what? You get with your same type, who, guess what, is most likely going to have the same outcome. So all I'm saying is, listen, this is not about Cardi. Congratulations to her and her new album. It's fire from what I hear. And kudos to the baby. Hopefully it's all healthy and everything works out well. But what I am saying is that it is clear that there's a pattern here. And at some point in time, y'all got to stop and heal and make better choices. And I just don't think trying to offset with another offset, albeit maybe a better looking version, is the way to go. So like I said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all already know what it is. And hopefully y'all can tell I really do be knowing it all. Because at the heart of this though, I think for Cardi, it's like aside from the hurt, let's be honest, right? She was also an ugly girl, you know, with the teeth. I mean, her body was okay, but back in the day, if you go back and look at some of those VH1, so for her, maybe she never thought she'd get a guy like Stefon. So maybe she's in that Google Gaga phase of that infatuation. But the truth is, girl, if you're watching this video, run. You know what I'm saying? Heal. You know what I mean? I know you got work to do. Albums coming out. Shows are popping. Baby's about to be popping out. But most importantly, none of those things will be successful if you're not in a good space. And I hope most of y'all women out here are watching this play out. Make better decisions. But anyways, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. And like I said, I know y'all mad, but don't be, because Nic knows it all, and I can help you with what I know. I'll see y'all next time. Be easy. Peace.